The three-day African Defense Ministers Conference in Addis Ababa brought together African Defense Ministers, senior military officers, military attachés based in Addis Ababa, and researchers engaged in military affairs to discuss on pressing security challenges facing Africa, fostering dialogue and collaboration among nations to enhance collective defense strategies. During the conference, former Ethiopian Prime Minister Hailemariam Dessalegn presented a discussion paper on the existing world order and its impact on Africa. In his presentation, Hailemariam emphasized the need for an African renaissance, stressing that Africa should get its rightful position and stage in the global system.
I think we have to have an African renaissance. This is the whole idea why we are gathered here today. We need to have Africa getting its rightful position and a stage in the global system. But what is it for us now, the current global order? That's why existing world order and its impact on Africa has to be discussed. I am very much happy to see that the Ministry of Defense of Ethiopia has hosted this gathering, because we need to have a strategic dialogue on this issue. What we are lacking in Africa is we do not have a proper strategic dialogue on issues that pertains African continent.
Hailemariam highlighted the necessity of engaging in meaningful discussions about Africa's role in the changing international landscape. Moreover, he pointed out that Africa currently lacks a cohesive platform for addressing issues pertinent to the continent. He elaborated on the historical context, arguing that previous world orders have not favored Africa.
We're not favorable for Africa. And we see that the world order starting from the 19th century, which has have never been beneficiary to Africa. I think this is a big issue that we have to look into. Again, we are, becoming a battleground during those era that Africa was not beneficiary at all. It's not from the victim mindset that I'm talking now. It's because it's history we have to understand and chart our way in the future. So, in general, the post-World War order has never reflected Africa's quest, and Africa was set aside by those, global fightings. And we need to focus now. Now that has been not the case, and what are you going to do in the future is a big question that has to be addressed.
Hailemariam called for unity among African nations, urging them to advocate for their collective interests with one mind, one voice, and one energy.
We should have a strategic dialogue on our interests and common positions. So then we should have a policy coordination through that strategic dialogue and negotiated common positions to present into the global order. So then we can win in the negotiation process. Otherwise, if we are not united, if we are fragmented, we do not have a voice in the global order, which is disorder, actually. It's not a real order, it's just fragmented. So this is an opportune moment for us Africans to put ourselves in that position with a clear position taken back at home. So then my final say is we should put our house in order before talking about global order.
The former Prime Minister stressed the importance of strategic dialogue to align policies and negotiate common positions that can enhance Africa's influence on the global stage.